And one fish, two fish, and one fish, two fish, and a red fish, blue fish, and a red fish, blue fish. Okay, I still have my speakers on. Let's fix that. Okay, I still have my speakers on. Let's fix that. That's better. I should have shaved before stream. Better. I should have shaved before stream. Let's get the echo out. I'll try to do that tonight. We'll check YouTube. I still have stuff open on YouTube, so hold on a second. Hold on. I'll be right back. There's still a couple of things that I meant to close that I didn't. Where's my thing? There it is. I'll be back. And see you when you get back, Charles. I don't know if you're still there. Okay, we are We're back. All right, happy lemon meringue pie day. You can tell it's lemon meringue because you can see the lemons in the background. Um, and I think we're going to work on getting the Feral Fury outfit set up for Substance Painter. I'll work a little. No, I want to actually. I want to start a graduation gown. Then we'll work on Fatal Fury. Possibly trying to get it set up for Substance Painter, and then also maybe modeling the axe and possibly a little bit on the Sci-Fi Cabana, but that's kind of reaching. We'll see. It depends on how fast I can get Fatal Fury and how fast I can make a graduation gown. I was looking at graduation gowns and they have pleats, and I'm debating whether or not I'm actually going to pleat on the front. And also, let's see if we can find some patterns. I looked, but I didn't see any I was liking, but let's take another look. And also, you know what? I'm going to sign out of my Amazon account. And we can go looking for graduation gowns over there in a minute. So let's try this. Graduation gowns, sewing pattern. I was hoping Simplicity had one that I could buy for cheap, but I didn't see anything. Let's check images. And I can't see chat anymore because Marvelous Designer's now in the way. That's better. And we'll get the bottom of that up so that the bottom stuff on the bottom of my screen, which I really should fix. Nobody goes to my Redbubble. And I don't know. I should redo what goes down there. Or just lose it. I think I probably should have that pointers to the store, maybe. The store, Discord. Maybe we send you to the fourth wall these days. Anyhow, I'll try to remember to fix that during the week. What am I doing here? I'm going to do ground. That's right. And we were doing research. That's right. I kind of have an idea. I was looking at these. And we'll also do the thing that goes over the gown as well. I have an idea how to do the tassel. I'm not going to do a deforced tassel because I think it's just not going to work. I think I'll actually, or I might use deforce to help model it. Maybe I can do it with Marvelous Designer to kind of give me the long strips, and then I would probably just rig it so that you can spin it around and move it up and down a little bit. But other than that, graduation gown. Actually, this is sewing. I don't know if I say pattern. I have seen patterns on Amazon, so we'll try that. This is just gown patterns, isn't it? Yep. Oh, that's kind of nice. Maybe I'll do that. Not today. A fantasy gown like that. Oh, I like that little hood too. It's kind of a classic medieval princess look, isn't it? Anyhow, I'm going to stick that off to the side. We can pick it up for $14 here. I'm not sure how much it is over. Is that a Simplicity? It's a Simplicity. I'm not sure how much it is over at Simplicity. I have gotten a few good deals over there. But anyhow, this isn't giving me any graduation gowns, though, is it? Nope. Okay. We'll just look at gowns then. What is that? So most of these, and this is going to be the tricky part because I hate doing pleats. Can I open you into? But you can kind of see that these are tend to be pleated here, here, and here. And then in the back, it's just gathered. And part of me is thinking that if I don't do pleats, I'll just do giant darts. And maybe I'll try to shade the pleats in. But it would be nice to do pleats. The problem is these corners, you end up with like 1, 2, 3 layers sewing up into here. And that gets kind of really messy for Daz. But what I can do is possibly do little cutouts here. And I would probably need to do one back in here because this pulls in, comes out, pulls in, comes out. And I don't think there's a pleat in here. Those are really big sleeves. The idea with this is it has to fit over clothes, right? And we're just going to zip down to just past the crotch. And that looks like it possibly could be a double. So what we're going to do is we're going to sketch out the yoke, the front and the back first. And does this show the back? And there's the back. You can just see it's gathered in the back. Easy enough to do. So we'll sort of match that and then we'll just gather it in the back. Also the sleeves are gathered, at least on the top. And so let's start with this. Then basically we measure that and maybe make it 150 or so. And then I can kind of set up some pleats and then we'll do a little bit of, we'll take a little bit out in the corners so that it'll fit better. And then I can sew that up. Okay, time to launch Marvelous Designer. Well, actually, we've launched. Time to work in Marvelous Designer. So let's get our, in the way we've been doing things, we've been building everything off of the base female shape. Although this will work perfectly fine for the dudes. So we'll probably add a dude shape to this later on. But right now, we start with the female. We will make this for Genesis 8, but that'll come along later. And we're just going to sketch out. You know what? We'll just put you off to the side. Oh, it comes to a point right there. So come up, over, wide, far out on the shoulders, and down. Okay, so let's do pen on avatar to start with. 3D pen avatar. And we'll start there. And we're going to kind of come wide on the shoulders. We're going to go far out on the arm. Bring it back around. I can't remember. Does it go up or does it go down? I think it goes up. Yep, it goes up just a little bit. I'll pull that back down. All right, let's do edit. Edit 3D pen avatar. There we go. Let's pull you down. Here, let's pull you around a little bit more like this. Probably good. All right, let's draw in the back. You know what? I think I'm going to pull you up a little bit more. Just a little bit. Okay, then we'll just bring the back around. Start there. Bring you in through here. Bring you around. Bring you in through there. Can I move you? I can't move you. I gotta edit. I gotta switch into edit. maybe something like that. And then we'll add this in on this thing. And what am I going to do? Am I going to triple? Let's take a look again. 1, 2, 3. So whatever this is, and then I need a little bit more out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6.5 of whatever that, or 6 to 3. Anyhow, let's I'll probably go with 300, and I'll probably tweak this to 150. And then I can set it up every 50 for folds. Actually, I need an extra 100 for every pleat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll figure it out. 7. Anyhow, let's flatten this and redraw it. Flatten. Wait, did you flatten? And then we'll flatten the back. Is good. All right, let's redraw. That and that. All right, polygon. So I'm gonna start there, come to here. I'm gonna make that 150, and then we come back to here, and then this will go there, curve, straight down. We'll probably, you know what, I'll probably make that 150 as well, and then come in here. And what I should do to get the angles right. Oh, can I turn the volume up? Yeah, I can do that. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. That's as much as I can do right there. All right. You know what? I want to do that and kind of refit it to the, because I want this angle to be the same. So I'm going to bring that out. That's perfect. You got your volume turned about halfway and other noises come through. No worries. All right, let's flip the UVs on that. Flip to normal. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to redo this a little bit. There's my phone again. I don't know anybody in Ashland, do I? Let's put a split point in there. And dang it. All sounds in every system or TV or anything else but you deal with anymore is not set up where you can hear your speech, set up to hear background noise, everything else. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I usually try to adjust my volumes to about 50%, so I mean, that makes sense. Okay, those angles are the same. Now we're going to do a little bit of adjustment here. I'm going to want this to be 50% or 150. So we're going to do a change length on that. Actually, 165, because then that gives me 55. No, let's do 150. I'm thinking 150. I'm going to say okay on that. I'm going to say 150 on this. I'm going to say okay on that. I'm just going to line that up like so. Let's put a curve in here. put a curve. Curve in there. A bit of a curve here. You know what? Actually, I probably need to make this. Let's make that longer. Change length. Let's go the. Actually, let's go that way. So if I add 30, we call it 180. I'm going to say okay to that. I'm giving myself too much room. That's what I'm doing. Change length. 180. I don't know if I go the other way. Maybe I pull you in a little bit. That's better. I like that. Okay, let me set up the pleat. So 180 divided by 3. I didn't want 180, did I? 65, 70, 75. That gives me 50, 60. Yeah, 60. So 180 plus 180 is 360. 360, and then I want some extra. So I need an extra 60 on top of that. And then we want to go out another, maybe another 100. So let's try 520 on that. And I'll just match this in the back and just gather on the back. So let me see if I can get my, so I'm going to do little step-ins. Offset as an internal line. We are doing steps of 60. And I'm going to, Marlu, Lure, welcome. Need 1, 1, 2. That's the first pleat. 1, 2, 3. That's the second pleat, and that goes to the end. Okay. Let's split this into 3. I'm making a graduation gown. That's what we're up to. We'll do uniform split. We'll say 3, and that should give me 60 each. Yay! I'm designing a graduation gown, but I'm not using a pattern. And this is in Marvelous Designer, yes. So basically, I couldn't find a good pattern online. So I'm going ahead and just looking at pictures and figuring it out. I can see there's a pleat here, there's a pleat here, and then we're going to run this out. And then we're going to put an armpit in here. So this is going to go out to 60 and then come down. Actually, 100 might be too far. I'll probably bring that in a little bit. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get this sewn in. Pleats are tricky. I'm going to try to use the pleat tool if I can remember how to use it. Am I not seeing the pleat tool up here anymore? That would make things too easy, wouldn't it? If it actually showed me the tool I'm looking for. There's laces, puckering, top stitch. Oh, there's pleats. Oh, pleats looks different these days. Click on segment or internal line to add pleats. That's not what I want. Did they do... Are you new? Click on segment. You're a segment. So if I click on you, you do nothing. I'm just going to have to remember this. I think that's 360, 0, and 180. So let me try this. And I'm going to do little cutouts in these corners because I don't want the geometry tripling up in this corner. This is just for DAS purposes. So I'm going to do a little inset an internal line in here. Actually, I think what I need to do is extend these to the 8. Maybe that's why it's not working. Extend and add points to pattern outline. I think that worked. Right. All right, now let's try this. Do I have to do it like, nope. Okay, we're going to do knife. Am I going to do box pleats? Knife pleats. And I say okay. I think that did it. And that doesn't need to be, so this one is going to go back to 180. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of geometry out of these corners. Just so that it deforces better in DAS. Otherwise, it just makes for nasty geometry. So I'm going to take you two guys and you two guys, and we're going to offset as an internal line by 9, and I just want 1, and I'm going to say okay to that, and I'm just going to offset as an internal line. Actually, let's just offset as an internal line for all of this. Can I do that with this? And say okay to that. And then can I just draw, cut, and sew? Or draw and cut? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrong one. And then I can just cut that out. I might get lazy and I might end up just darting this. So if this doesn't work, we're just gonna do darts, man. Why do you got 2 lines in front of you? Which one of you? You're my 60. Why do I have a line there? I don't need a line there. I don't need a line there. And I don't need a line there. And I did a cutout in the wrong spot. So we're going to back up a little bit. You know what? I'm going to sew these in and then we'll do the cutouts. It'll make more sense that way. I inadvertently zoomed in too far. All right, you are 60, so I don't need you. And I don't need you. And I don't need you. And I don't need you. I like metric over imperial. It's just easier to calculate in my brain. I mean, the ability to just, and so DAZ Studio's native units is centimeters. Blender kind of defaults to meters, but you can switch that to something else if you want. And Marvelous Designer kind of defaults to millimeters, but on export you can choose which one. So for me, exactly, it makes conversion a lot easier. And it's easier than saying 3 inches and 3/4, and I have no idea how that quickly going from that to a decimal, um, and it just for me this works better. I'm going to go ahead and try to sew this in. So I'm going to sew you there, and you get sewn in there as well, and you get sewn in because you're a pleat. You don't get sewn because I need you. I need the slide. I need an extra. You don't get sewn. So I have to redo these. So you're gonna get sewn to there. You're gonna get sewn into here. I need a cut point in here. Extend to the pattern outline. These aren't traditional pleats. I just remembered that. Most pleats are like right up on top of each other. I think zigzag, zigs. Is that one, two? No, I'm doing this. I'm getting it wrong. Never mind. I remember. I remember how to do pleats now. One, two, three, four, five. Yep, yep. There. And there. And then you go there. And there. No, 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 no. That's right. I gotta skip. No, you're right. You're right. One, two, three. I was doing this right. I'm gonna see what I've got going on here. I'm confusing myself. I'm gonna turn gravity off. Hey, Napsmore, how are you doing? Yeah, because I don't know, just being able to use decimals going up and down for scaling just works better for me. Da, 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 da. How you doing, Napsmore? Good to see you, buddy. Let's freeze these in place for a minute, and let's see how my sewing's coming along, and then I can figure out. I think I got that goofed up. Let's try this again. All right, I'm going to delete all of this. I'm going to do this in baby steps. We're going to do it one at a time. Is my Control F working today? No, Control F is not working today. All right, let's start. Baby steps, baby steps. That goes there. Oh, you're backwards. Why are you? Why are you backwards? Why are you? Why is my sewing not going right there? What the farfignugan? See, that looks good, right? Although I've got this weird... What the hell is it think it's doing? Why is that? Let's try this again. Do I have something... You're not looking right. I get the feeling something got bent in here. I think that got twisted. All right, let's do this thing. I think the same thing. I'm looking at my pants. Hmm? Hey, Athrun, how are you doing today? One, two, three, four. Okay, that's what I was expecting. You know what? That got twisted around, and that was freaking me out. And did I not just sew that in? I do. Okay, dude, you need to go there. Okay, then, dude, you go there. And then, dude, you go there. And then this dude goes here. Okay, we're getting there. You know what? If I delete geometry, I think I'll do that in Blender. And then this gets sewn on to... Where am I? So this, I need a 60 in here, and then I need to pull this out. And I don't need any of these, I think. Yeah, I don't need, I'm ending up not needing, actually, I'm going to leave those because it'll give me nice, neater geometry when I export later, I think. What I do want to do is offset as an internal line 60 off of this. I want to extend those to the pattern outline. And then that gets sewn to the last part right in here. Okay, that's coming along. And then I just kind of drag. They come down to about here, right? And we're going to put the zipper in about here. I'll add a zipper in a little bit later here. And I think I need a little bit more here because we're going to, this is going to be where we're going to put a sleeve curve in. So that I'm going to tweak just a little bit. Are you not moving? Nope, I grabbed the wrong one. There we go. I'll just put that over there because I don't need you. I'll just bring you down, and I'm probably going to pull this edge out a bit. So we're going to make an armhole in here. I'm already out of VRAM. Marvelous Designer loves eating VRAM. Okay, that might be good. We remember we're making this too big so we can put this over other clothes. At least if I'm lucky, it'll work that way. I'm probably not that lucky though. Anyhow, let's put a curve in here for the sleeve. Kind of like that. I'm going to drag this down to about here. I'm going to measure that. 926. Okay, back here, I'm going to make 360 by 926.5 for the back. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to slide this over. I'm going to dupe this, but clean out all the lines for the back. We'll flip the normal on that. If it ever... Can I control FU? Nope. That's... Alright, I'm going to do that. Let's flip the normal on that. And then let's clean this up. And the back is just pleated, so this is... So I don't need any of you. I don't need you. I don't need you. I can clean out this point here. And so for this one, we're just going to use, and I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to sew that up. Let's sew this up. Let's position you back here. I might make that thinner. We'll see how this works out. You go back there. I think I'm ready to. Actually, I'm going to put a thin strip in here that I eventually will use for a zipper. I think I'm going to make it 20. I think I'm going to make it 10. I'm kind of trying to decide how to set that up so that later on I can delete some geometry and make it so that it opens up. Yeah, I'll start with 10, I think. And we're going to overlap this with the other one, but we'll do it like this for now. With this 10, I'm going to stick with 500 for now. I'm going to put in one line in the middle here. I'll use this later on for sewing attachments to it. Distribute internal lines between segments. One is okay. That just gives me that forced internal line there. Actually, I'm going to cut and sew this because I'll need to do that at some point anyhow. And then I'm going to sew this into here. And I'm going to duplicate it. And then we'll I think that's good. And then that's going to go right about there. I don't know. Are you... I can't see nothing. At this point, I'm ready to do the linked editing duplication thing. And I'll get the back sewn together. And it should be open in the front for right now. Oh no, let's unfreeze these. I hit a button. it's punishing me for it. All right. Let's see how this goes. I missed the armholes. Let's try that again. Let me see if I can get these lined up on the armholes better. You're sewn in the wrong spot. Damn it. You're supposed to be over here. And why did I... I'm hitting buttons. Yeah, you need to be in here. My bad. I'm just going to move this one over. Let's move these in a little closer. All right, let's position that rotated the wrong way. Let's set these up so they want to go under the arms instead of over the tops. All right, let's try that. I'm going to put gravity on for just a little bit. I'll do half a G, thereabouts. And we'll see how we're doing. Yeah, you're pushing through. Let's see if we can get you unstuck. It's like, it kind of is. There we go. And now I'm coming off the shoulder. That's fine. I could tack it to the shoulders if I really needed to. Oh, I forgot to sew that in, didn't I? Dough. I think I want to make it a little bit longer still. And let's go ahead and get this sewn in. I'm going to put really thin little strips to hold these together. Did I not cut you in two? I did. Okay. I'm going to space them out like this. If I sew to internal lines, they don't stay welded when I export. That is a bug that was reintroduced in late 24. Or was it? I don't. It's one of those things. I think one of the versions in 25 fixed it, but then the current version, it's broken yet again. Marvelous designer for the win. These are little strips that I will delete out later on in life. This is the thing that lets me go into DAS, select these, delete them, and then they're not held together anymore. So for the closed version, these are here holding it together. And I need another one of those. So I think I can do this. I don't think, I might not want to do that though. Linking these together might not be the best idea, but let's see how this goes. So if I sew that to the middle there, and then that to the outer edge there, I think they're in the right spot. This is going to be a hot mess. Here we go. Okay, I want that to be longer because we want the zipper to come down here. Also, we want this to be down in here. And next up, we'll be doing the sleeves. And we're going to gather the sleeves much like we gathered the back. I don't know if I need that much in the back, but it's probably going to be okay. I can always take a little bit out of that. And I got my... So in DAS, these corners become kind of problematic. So what I might do is in Blender, pop in and delete some of the polys on the other side right there in the corner. Henceforth, the reason why I've got all these lines drawn in here. So I'll easily have polys I can select and delete out later. But we'll see. I want to make it longer. We'll do that first. Is it right about there? We're waiting. Yeah, it's close enough. And then I want to make these longer, so we're going to just drag them down and then fix the sewing. So I think, I don't know, I'll just eyeball those out. I'm going to strengthen these for just a minute here, just to help them hold their shape a little bit while I do this. Okay, so these, can I just drag you like so? And then I have to fix the sewing in here. Let's see how that's coming along. It got bunchy in there somewhere. Where did you... Oh, what the frick? I marquee selected them all, and yet a couple of points got left behind. That's Marvelous Designer and its craptastic selection tool. I'm forever marqueing around stuff and not selecting it. I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to take the strength off and let it set more naturally. Oh, you got, and I think I'm about ready. I think I want this to be up a little bit more. I don't know. Let's take a. Do they show these actually on a person standing? We are going to do this little thing too. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today or not, though. This thing, whatever you call it, I'm going to do that as well. And I'm probably going to make a diploma to go with this. Although I'm thinking I might do a scrolly diploma instead of the empty. I don't know about you, but when I graduated, I got an empty thing and they gave us the diploma later. I'm about the right length, but that's a midget. Um, you know what? Does this actually say how long they are? It does say no, it says the height of the people they're designed for, doesn't it? I think I'm good. I think for the sleeve, I'm just going to try rectangles, is what I'm thinking. And I probably won't get even. I'm doing stuff, and Marvelous Designer is ignoring me. You know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to shut this down and relaunch it. It'll give me a few minutes of decent speed. All right, file. Nope, we're still waiting. All right, file. Save as. Am I simulating? Simulating in the background never does me any favors. I keep forgetting about that too. Okay, file. Save as project. Proceed. Hey, I ate up all your memory. You don't have enough memory to save now. Yes, you do. Stop it. Let's go to projects. And I don't know. I'm going to just make a. Oh, damn it. I double clicked on the quick access again. Don't do that. It, yeah. The new version eats it and doesn't give it back. Um, and it's not actually using it anymore either. I think it's locking it up in undos or something, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But I have actually opened up Marvel's Designer and just sat there moving the mouse, watching my VRAM usage go up and up and up without actually doing anything. You know what? I'm going to let's put a new folder in here. I'm just going to call this graduation. New folder grads. We'll just say grads. In here we'll do new folder graduation outfit, because we're going to do a diploma and we're going to do one of those mortarboard caps as well, and the honors thing or whatever the hell you call that. In here we'll put a whip folder, and right here down Okay, I'm going to shut this down. Oh, once again, happy lemon meringue pie day. All right, let's relaunch Marvelous Designer. Boom. I think I'm going to put the sleeves on and then I'm going to move on to the Barbarian Babe outfit. I also started a wrap dress a couple days ago that's looking nice. It's India's. Oh, I should celebrate that instead. What do they call it? Do they just call it Independence Day? I'll need to stick in a. I need to get some Indian flags. I'll try to look that up. Independence Day, Saturday, August. Yep. I guess they just do call it Independence Day. Independence Day with India. Huzzah! Here, let's do. Let's add an Indian flag to my background. I'm going to put that over there for just a second while I go into Invado. I'm lazy. I pay for a resource site, so god damn it, I'm going to use it. I don't think I'm doxing myself there, so that's good. Let's say graphics. And I just want a picture of the flag kind of waving without people would be nice. Thank you very much. You know what? This might flags in SVG. 10 national vector flags. Is India one of these? No. Then why are you showing me this crap? That um maybe I can just pull it out. I might just have to extract it out one of the other graphic images. You know that probably comes as a. Does that come as an SVG? I can just grab this out. Is that the proper way to show an Indian flag? I don't know. I like that one. We're going to get back to the sleeves in a minute here. I have once again been distracted. Maybe I just grab that. Let's take a look. If this comes with an SVG, we're good to go. Flag EPS and JPEG. I could probably get it out of the EPS, but I don't want to bother. What about you? EPS, AI, EPS, image. No, no, no. This is harder than I anticipated. You know what? Maybe I'll just use this. I don't know. What are you? It doesn't even say. I don't know. Let's see what we downloaded. I'm going to my downloads. What are you? 3D Indian flag. I got a PNG. That'll do the trick. Okay, we're just going to add the Indian flag right here to this image. What do I need? I need to go find this image now. It's over in there, backgrounds. This is where I keep all of these images that I download or create for. I should sort by date. It would make it easier, right? Yep, let's sort by date. Sort by date. And that way this one's either... Why are you not there? Did I not move this? Bad, Chris. You're still in my downloads. Anyhow, let me put the Indian flag in here before I lose it. Oh, wait, there's lemon meringue. Oh, apparently it's not the date I put it in here. It's the whatever date was created with. Okay, open with Photoshop. I'm going to just slide that off to the side for a little bit. That's right, meringue pies can't steal all the glory. In the grand scheme of things, although meringue pies are kind of important. Let's try you again. And because we're fancy, we're going to use a drop shadow. Nothing says boomer like using a drop shadow. Oh, my distance. Oh, my opacity's too low. You can't see it. There we go. Oh no. Apparently I just killed it instead of using it. Okay. Alright, let's flatten this. Let's save you. Let's get out of P shop and let's reuse this one. Set that as the desktop backdrop. Flag's going to be over there. That's okay. We're good. All right. Happy Independence Day, India. Have a lemon meringue pie. There we go. Sleeves. Let's get the sleeves on here. Oh, and we've got. Look at that. Look at that. I've got only 2 gigabytes used of my 11 gigabytes on my ancient T80 or 1080 Ti. Still works. Open project. Graduation gown. I'm just going to kind of measure this and this, kind of do 150%, and then we'll sew those 2 panels into the front and the back. So I don't know. Are you 94? What are you? 121. I'm going to say, let's call that 100 plus 123. Is that right? That does not look, I guess so. So that's like 225. Let's say 350. And we'll do a sleeve over here first, and then we'll dupe it to the other side. Let's start with, I'll say 500 by 350 to start with. Okay. There's the multi-sew. I'm going to do you up this way, then we'll go back the other way. Let's do, I don't need to do symmetrical unfolding. Can I just unfold without symmetry? That works. I need the multi-sew tool, which I almost never use, but today I'm feeling segment sewing. 1, 2, and then press enter, and then 3, and then 4, I didn't catch that shortcut key. So here, we're just going to do it again. I'm going to do 1 and 2, hit enter, and 3, and hit enter. Did that not work? Nope, it's still. All right, let's position. Oh, it's meshing patterns. We are still under 6 gigabytes of VRAM. All right, let's try this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to freeze everything except our friend sleeve there. All right, let's take a look at the size of the cuffs, and then we can decide how we want to adjust this. My cuffs are a little big. You know what? Maybe we'll angle it. And maybe I'll make it a little bit. I'm going to make you a little bit smaller. And I'm also going to taper the cuffs in. I'm going to go ahead and sew the cuffs on now that we're in a good spot for that. So does that look? So we might want to take just a little bit more out of that. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit. I don't think I want to do a little bit more here, but maybe I'll just taper. I don't know. Let me just, you know what? I'm just going to drag it in a little bit more like that. I want those armholes large enough to fit other outfits through. That would be really bitchin'. You know what? I think that's going to do. All right, let's line you up. Then we'll organize this a little bit. Actually, I'm going to finish the sleeves, then I'm going to move on to something else for today. It does kind of go over the hand a little bit more, so let me get it out to here. It's just about the main shape is just about done. Then it's a matter of adding little trim zones and things, setting it up for your surfaces. Control D, put that over there. I'm just going to double check, make sure that's sewn up right, because it looks like I'm going to come in here and assign some layers in here so those line up right. They're kind of goofing in and out of each other. And you know what? Well, let's unfreeze. And in here, I'm going to snap these back to where they belong, like that. Okay, this is going to be 0. I'm going to set these two to layer 5. We're going to set this to layer 10. So it'll want to be on top of everything. I'm going to go ahead and strengthen these up like that. And what we should see is then this one should just sit on top. We should see just one of these uh, kind of being tugged in here. Also, you know what? I'm going to come in here and we're going to tweak. Oh, no, that's right. See, this is these two. That's one of the spacers, the other spacer, and then this is the one that's underneath. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to look like. Except down here it got a little goofy. Down here it doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. Even though I'm using layers to try to fix it, it still thinks it knows better than me. That's a little better. Also, to help things, I'm going to put angles on these edges. We'll do 90 or 270 depending. So where's my folds? I think I do that with the sewing tool, right? Sewing tool. Let's say so the idea is to try to get that to sit up straight up and down, and I'm going to do the same thing with this. So we're going to set that up right there. It's either 90 or 270, and I'm going to set that to 100. And we run that. We see which way it's wanting to go. It's going the wrong way. So we'll undo that. So we're going to want that to be 270. Oh, it does. It adds so much energy into that when it does that. Why? I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna. That needs to be 90 or 270 then. I'm gonna go with 90. That's not working for me. I'm gonna back that up. Never mind. I'm just gonna stick with this. Anyhow, I think this is where I'm gonna leave this off for today. This is actually going to be the project after the Barbarian Babe outfit I'm currently working on. So that's mostly the gown. Things to do is I'm going to add little cuts on the edges for trim zones. Also, we'll add cuffs. We'll add a hem, stuff like that. But this is pretty close. I'm going to probably clean up the layout a little bit. And then we're about ready to take it to DAS, fit it to Genesis 8 female. Also, we'll probably fit it to the male figure so that we can load that in as a morph target. So if people want to use it, because it's unisex, you can use it with the men and the women equally. So we'll do that. So I'm going to hit save on this. I am in the middle of Barbarian Babe outfit. So I want to get that set up for Substance Painter today. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to put that away. Bye-bye, Amazon. We will come back to you later. And I'm going to set this. I've been working on this. And I kind of have all the parts set up for Genesis 9. I still have to do the wrap, the bracers for the arms for Genesis 8. But right now I want to set up for our... Substance Painter. So I need cape is on one map, the rest of the outfit, and then the boots are on maps. So I'm going to do 3 U-dims on that. So let's get the rest of the outfit in here. Where am I at? That's the wrong thing. Where did my content library go? You're down here, aren't you? There you are. Hey, we got our boots. Our boots have got the little wrappy bits like the arms do. And then I got the main outfit is looking kind of like that. So that's the Barbarian Babe outfit. I'm going to add dynamic hair to this. I may not add it here because this might cause problems. I do actually want it on the cape. I might make the fur on the breasts optional, or I might not just, or I might just skip it. But we're going to put fur here, here, definitely on the cuffs of the boots, possibly right there, but I still haven't quite settled on that. All right, I'm going to give these individual colors so that we can work with it in substance. I'm going to turn off all my subding. So the cape, do I not have, I'm in the wrong thing, parameters. Master resolution, we're just going to set everything back to base. And this is actually female outfit, so it's actually going to be designed for the female shape. So I think I'm going to save it like that. Here we'll dial in the, so that's actually the shape it's supposed to be. That's just parented to the chest because it's just going to droop down. Okay, I got that. Did I get... Okay, you are base, and the boots are high res. The boots are now in base. Oh no, I have to fix the UVs on a couple of these. Dang it. I'll do that now. Because I didn't quite fix them up in Marvel's Designer quite right. I can fix them in Blender and then resave it. Maybe that'll work. Hey, Blender. I have a copy of this outfit in Blender. I think I can tweak. You I don't need. You I need. I think, are you UV editing? I had one little part that got lost. I think I could. So on this one, I need to put this back. And then the cape is off a little bit. So I'm going to fix you and see if this works. Oops, somebody's got proportional editing on. Should be good. All right, let's export you out. Use the DAS preset. Come over here. I'm going to say outfit UVs because I just only want to use this for the UVs it has. Also, the cloak was wrong, so let's fix that. The cape. A couple of these corners didn't get moved. That's I'm totally blaming Marvelous Designer's Craptastic selection tool for that. See those? I keep marquee selecting past stuff and it keeps not selecting it. And I sometimes I just can't see what I'm doing. Can I snap you? Are you going to snap nicely? No, you're snapping goofy. These are separate surfaces that I can adjust the D-force on. Yeah, you're just a bad boy. Switch it to vertex. Is that what I need to do? Oh, it's an increment. There we go. That should do the trick, right? There we go. That's what I wanted. Thanks. Tells you haven't I actually used that feature. Are you not? Let's try this again. There we go. Oh, you're on the map, so I only need... I'm only going to need a separate for the boots, so this is only going to be on 2 UDIMs. I think that's what I did. There's an awful lot of excess room in here, but it's easy to see what we're doing. All right, let's come back over here and save you out as UVs. I'm going to export that. Let's hope that these work over here. So let's take that and let's load in the updated UVs. I'm going to go ahead and try to fix this. I'll also try to fix that too. We'll see how that goes. Bum, 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 bum. Where am I? I'm in surfaces. Boom. Edit. Load UV set. Sort by date. Cape UVs. There we go. Okay, it didn't complain. Which means... See, there's the bad UVs. Okie dokie. Let's come over here. Nope, I gone too far. We are looking for... There it is, UV set. We'll switch that over to that. We're good now. I'm going to export this out. And then I'm going to re-import it. I'm going to update the full geometry with this. Export file. I'm going to overwrite Cape G9. Say yes to that and accept. Oh no, I've got it fitted to the... hold on. I got to resave this. I want that shape right there. Oh, you shouldn't have changed though. Double check. Is good. Export. Cape. Yes. Okay. Let's update the UVs. I'm going to do a full update because we're doing more than just the vertex position. Cape. Accept that. Okay. Should be good. I think I have to... Do I have to reapply the D-force on that? Nope, D-force is still good. Although I lost my others surface settings, so I'm going to reset my shader on that. Back to my default. Let's zero that out. Let's resave you. Cape. There we go. Resave that as a figure prop asset. Should be good. Smart parenting. I'm just saving that as a prop because I'm lazy. All right, let's fix this. So we're going to basically do the same thing we just did, but for the outfit. Edit, load in the UV set, that one right there. So it doesn't make any difference what shape that is, just as long as it has the same number of vertices. And we are just concerned about how the UVs are laid out. So that's what we're fixing there. And we'll just do a double. So there you can see my little broken UV right there. And this doesn't update if I just come over here and do this. I have to refresh this. So there's my fixed UVs. Yay. All right, once again, we're going to export this out and then update the geometry again. And resave it. And then we're going to give everything a color. Save it out. Space it out in Blender and set it up in Substance Painter. And then after I do that, I'm going to model an X. because this outfit's going to have, she's going to have an axe, a big axe. But I'm actually going to kind of make it practical. So it's not going to be one of those axes that should weigh like 50 pounds. It's actually going to have kind of a thin blade, like a glaive or like a pole arm, which is the way you would really make an axe that big in real life. Um, or bardici, something like that. I saw a guy talking about them on YouTube recently. So I'm going to make my axe kind of like that, and I think I'm going to put a little bend on the handle just because it gives it a little more character. Anyhow, am I done with this? I'm done with this. We're going to come back over here and we're going to make sure you are at base. Export you. I'm going to override outfit 02. Say yes to that. Should be good. Now we're just going to update the full geometry with what we just saved. So that'll come in with now the UVs. We just saved it with as the default. At least that's the plan. Oh, I forgot to select something. Delete. I love the way Daz doesn't organize this stuff properly. 02. There we go. Accept that. I think that's good. All right. Looks like it did something. So I think now we should only have default, and the default's looking good. Okay. I'm just gonna save this back out again. Actually, let's put the default shader back on it before I forget. Looking good. Let's just do a quick D-force test just to make sure it's still kind of looking like it's supposed to. Turn that off so I don't accidentally save in the D-force shape. Also, let me make sure. You look like you're okay. Did my morph still? Yeah, I think my morphs are still good too. All right, so we're just going to resave you. And later on, I'm going to split this outfit into a top and a bottom. But right now, it's just easier to work on it in one big piece. Fatal Fury, G9. Save that. Target already exists. Would you like to erase it? Hell yeah. That all looked good. Okay, now we're just going to put separate colors on each of these different surfaces and export that out. I want I want you, and you. I'm going to come over here and we'll start here. And do I not? And this is just the quickest. These are my generic shaders, so it's easier for me to just run through here and double click on these instead of trying to come in here and assign colors. Okie dokie. Okay, I think that's good. Let's export those all out. I think I had these all set to to base. I can't see that right now. I don't know. I have to go look at these one at a time. Mesh resolution, UR base, your base, your base, and your base. All right. I'm going to export these out. I'm going to create a folder here for Substance Painter. All right, let's just put this here. Fatal Fury. No, Feral Fury. I remember now. I think that all should be good. All right, let's pop into Blender real quick. So in Blender, do I need you anymore? I don't think I need this. I think I can safely just get rid of all of this. I'm just going to do File New. We'll import this into here. That right there. I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to set up a giant square. That's going to help me use the 3D pen tool. Because sometimes it's just really hard to use the 3D pen tool on actually a 3D mesh. As odd as that sounds. And you can't use it in the 2D view. So I've got this proxy plane. So one thing I'm going to move. So we're going to move the cloak out of the way. And I think I'm going to separate off these so that they don't shade the belt underneath it with AO. Also, I think I'm going to pull the panty out from there. And I think I'm going to leave the cuffs on, though. Maybe I leave that on. And I think I'm going to move these. I definitely want to move this. So I don't want that occluding with the top. So we're just going to move you out of the way. And I think I don't actually want these occluding on the belt that they're part of. So I'm going to separate those and pull them off. Likewise, I think I'm going to do the same thing with the pant underneath. We'll separate that. And I'm going to leave those, let that occlude. Leave that and leave that. I think the rest of that's going to be fine. The idea is you might want to hide the skirts and just have the panty. And then I want that textured so that it's not textured as if the skirts are on top of it. That's what we're thinking. So there's skirt underside. Thanks. I'm going to select that. There's another. Let's open this up so it's a little wider so I can see what I'm doing. There's the front underside. I'm going to select that. All right, let's separate those. I'm going to move those off like that. Okay, let's grab the skirt pant. So let's come back into here. I call that skirt pant. Select that. Also, there's a trim on the pant. We're going to select that. Likewise, I'm going to separate that out. And tab out. Grab that. Forward. Move that off to the side. Sarah said, why don't you just hide the panties and keep the skirt? You know, Charles, you can do that. There's nothing stopping you from... So that's another reason. Oh, that looks like it got a little weirdo on it. I'm going to smooth it. Is that actually... Oh, I'm going to have to smooth that out. I'm going to just fix it in here, but I don't know. Somehow that got a miss. So, and I actually see it right there. So I'm going to have to just fix this. I mean, I could probably do it with. I'll fix it in Blender later. I might be able to fix it with ZBrush, but I'll probably just do Blender. Anyhow, I want you back in place. Because you a bad boy. Why you bad? You so bad. You a naughty boy. So I'm just going to do that. Let's just make sure I don't have any sharps in here. So I think that's good. What I want to do is I want to set this up so that it matches the textile density of this. We're going to do that with Marvelous Designer real quick here. So I'm going to kind of figure out how big to make a square that matches this textile density. I can do that with Marvelous Designer. I can just draw a rectangle. It'll have dimensions, and then I'll know how big to make my square in Blender before I export it out. Open project. So that's the graduation gown, but we don't want that. What we want is the Feral Fury. That one right there. And I want to just check and make sure my UVs are looking something like this. Oh no, they run from here to here. Okay. So so I need a measurement from here to here. So we're just going to like draw a little rectangle like that. I'm just going to click on that edge there, and that number is 1330. So we're going to create a plane. We're going to make that 1.33. So now this will have the same textile density as this when I set it up. And actually this should kind of by default line up on this. And then if we Control I or something, if I grab all of this and pop over here, you can kind of see how it lines up. I got to move the boots over though. Because the boots are the one thing that don't fit on this map. Oh, and you're inside. I'm going to tab in. And I'm just going to make sure I got all the boots selected. And then we're just going to GX. That was the wrong button. GX1 moves it over in the next UDIM. So now that all is lining up fine. These don't have the same textile density as that, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I probably could have packed that better. I'm not worrying about it. Anyhow, I need to save my texture templates though. So, let's do this. You're somewhere near here. Templates, me, project, I gotta rename you. Feral Fury. And your Feral Fury, I'll say outfit, UVs. And I'm going to save that at 8K, 8192, 8192. Export that. All right, let's do the boots. I'm going to slide the boots back for just a second. GX -1. Export that out. Boots I only need a 4K map for, so we'll 4096. Export that. All right, let's put the boots back. And let's move the square out of the way. And then I'm going to just set that over there. So I can use the 3D pen tool either here or actually on the mesh itself with this square in the scene. All right, this is good. I'm going to select this and then export it out for going into Substance Painter. Did I? That's fine. Export. Use my DAS preset. Let's go over to the Substance. I'm going to do, this one's going to say IDs. So it'll have all my colors in it. So we're going to save that with the materials. However, if I were to open that up in Substance Painter, it would create a texture set for every material. Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah, I'll be here for another hour and 15 minutes. Okay, we're going to save the version for that now gets into Substance Painter. This one here, no materials. No materials. Export that. Okay, I'm ready for Substance Painter. I don't need you anymore. I can close you. Nope. Don't need to save that. This is probably, I'm going to put that away. Activating Substance Painter. I got to remember to fix the UVs for the Genesis 8 version. And we got that bugaboo. I got to fix that bugaboo. I don't know where that came from. That's good. File. Open. No, file new. File new. New project. There we go. Select. Feral Fury. Whip. Substance. No materials. Create. Looking good. All right, let's bake our mesh maps. Let's bake all of these. If the big plane screws up my mesh maps, I might use a version without it, just to bake mesh maps. Where are we at? It's still going. Oh, it just did ambient occlusion. It's working on the curvature. The AO and the curvature maps are the ones that typically take the longest to calculate. And it's done with the first UDIM. So the boots are on the second UDIM. I can see it finished the first UDIM. I might try a version without the big square just to see how that bakes. And then we can update some of these maps. All right, it's done. Let's bake the ID maps. Those get done separately because they need different settings. That one there's got my colors. And let's make those cages really tight. Okay, and 1 and 2. Okay, I am going to do. I think this overwhelmed the first one. Let's just take a look. Yeah, we're gonna do a version without the plane. Let me save this file. Save as. Feral Fury. And then I'm just gonna redo this. Maybe I could just use this by itself. I'll try that. I'll see. Well, this probably screwed up the baking of the other mesh map, so I'm gonna I think we can swap those out. I think. I'm exporting again. And you're gonna be IDs02. All right, let's okay, I have this saved. We'll come back to this and see if we can fix it. So I'm going to say new project, select. I'm going to take the O2. And then we're going to bake all of these against the O2. Where are we at? Oh, okay, we're on curvature. I can't see chat anymore. Oh no. There's chat. Nothing's happening. Okay, we cool. All right, is good. Let's make that ID map. 4K. IDs 02. Tight cage. Bake. I don't know if that baked the color or not. I didn't see. You didn't come in with colors. Why not? What are you doing? What are you doing? You got colors here. You had colors when I loaded you in. Oh, no, you don't have colors. Oh, that's my problem. Oh, yeah, materials is still off. Let's try this again. That's better. There's my problem. I don't think that was the same problem I had on the other version, but this should. There we go. That's what I was expecting. Should be good. Now let me export out these. Export textures. I want to do the ID map at 8K. I have a preset for that. Actually, do I have a... I think I have a preset for mesh maps. Let's do that one first. Mesh. I'm going to do that at 2K. Let's see how that goes. Let's save this before I do that, though. It doesn't make any difference, I don't think. All right, let's open up the output directory and see what we got. Those look happy. I'm going to do it again because I still have garbage left over in here from other projects. Sometimes it's faster to just re-export. There we go. These are the... And then I'm going to resave these at 8K. Did I have a mesh map? It'll be fine. So those two I'm not going to need. These should be good. Let's move these over to my whip folder. Projects. Fantasy, Feral, Fury. I'll just stick all of those right in here. Actually, let's mesh maps. Okay, now let's see if I can swap these out for the mesh maps in the other version. I didn't save this. I don't think I need this. I'm not going to save this. I can just redo this later, I suppose, if I regret it. Recent projects. Let's just discard that. Okay, let me see if I can... oh, can I not swap these out because there's two of them? Can I drag and drop two in? I can't do that. Can I just drag you guys? I keep forgetting I can grab both of those at the same time. I don't know. I guess you're a texture. No, I can't. I can't. Maybe I can just update the mesh, rebake it, and then update the mesh with the plane, and not bake that. Re-import mesh. No, let's project configuration. Let's try this. Where's the reset on this? Where did the frickin'... Reset, go. No, it's probably fine. Except my cage is, well, I'm not using a cage though, am I? All right, let's do the ID map. Something's getting, no, it's still calculating. That's why it's still running slow. There we go. All right, let's redo the ID map. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can cleverly swap the mesh out now. Yay, that's what we want. Okay, we're good. I can now, I now have my proxy set up. And come in here. I'm going to go ahead and load in. Let's come back over here to layers. Get rid of that. Do this. I'm going to load this in as a template so they can kind of see what's where on this. You can also see it on this, but it's most important for this. Hum diddy hum diddy hum diddy hum. File. Import resources. Add resources. Over here. We saved those down in here. Oh, you got the boots on you. Oh, I didn't save the boots right. Oh, we have to resave the boots out at some point. Okay, I'm going to import you. Oh no, I forgot to do the thing. You're basically just a texture. All right, let's drop you into the color channel over here. There we go. And over here, I can use the 3D pen tool like it's in 2D space. Let's hit save on this. Okay, let's go ahead and throw some quick textures on some of this stuff. I'm going to do leather, fur, and suede. Okay, suede. We'll start with suede. Natural leather suede. Natural leather suede gets put onto that. Actually, let's put you in the background. So I'm just going to drag you on everything. Tiling, I don't know, like 12, 16, probably good. Or do I want to use this suede? Maybe that suede. Let's try that. Let's get rid of you. Oops. I just tiled the wrong layer. That's too much. That's better. But I don't like that color. I never liked that color. I like something more like that. Somewhere in there. That's going to kind of represent the unfinished underside of leather. Which is basically going to be used here and here. Now let's do leather. And let me see if I can find the leather that I like. Leather weathered maybe, or is it over here? Always forget which is the one I really like. Which of course means all my products end up looking a little bit similar. Like maybe leather calf grain, and we're just going to put that on individual parts. No, leather stylized. That's it. And then it's just a matter of clicking on all the parts that are going to be basically leathers. Nope. I'm going to use a couple of leathers on the boots. We're going to leave. Well, this is going to be for. I think I'm going to use you on the soles. In the heel. Oh no, the heel is part of the rest of that. So I'm going to put something else on that. Or maybe not. Yeah, I think I will. For a little bit of contrast on there. Now I'm going to quickly put some fur in here. And. Oh no, you know what? I'm going to put leather on. Are you not? Oh, I thought I'd put the leather on that edge. I'm going to use a stylized fur that'll be underneath where I'm going to put fur. Somewhere in here is a stylized wolf short fur. I like that. And the idea is I'm going to these are the surfaces that I'm going to add fur to dynamic hair fur. So that's kind of the start of where we're going to go with that. Actually, I think I'm going to do the leather stylized. Here. on the edge of this. So that's the start. So my laces are in suede. We got some laces there, and we got little laces on the side. I kind of have to think, I'm going to put patterns and things, and maybe we'll do some little studs or something. We're going to do sewing. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to put sewing here. I am going to put sewing on the belt and probably sewing on these straps. Maybe run some stitching on this edge here. I don't know. I might leave the boots as is, although I might put a crease up the back, but not on the straps. So I think this is all I'm going to do for substance today. So we'll pop back over in the blender and we'll work on a battle axe, a fantasy battle axe. It's going to be kind of octagon shape, and then round with an octagonish kind of handle thing. I'm thinking. All right, let's hit save on this. Let's close substance down. Let's come over here. We've got 50 minutes before 4, so I probably don't need to save because I saved the OBJs, and they're more or less basically what's in here. I think I'm going to build it, and then we're going to rotate it so it sits in my hand position. Oops, did I just close Blender? I think I did. There we go. Hello, Blender 5.1.1. I'm designing up here. Okay. I'm gonna get a sword in here so I can use it as a sizing guide. Mostly for the size of the grip, although I think the axe grip's going to be maybe just a little bit larger than this, which means I'm going to have to rework some hand poses just a little bit. File. Well, you know what? I'll import an OBJ from one of my earlier sorts, Battleborn or something else. F5 is an import. Where are we? We're going to go to whip and we'll come up a couple of levels. And then somewhere in here, Battleborn's got a sword. So we are looking for the Battleborn sword. And it's and the thing where I'm really concerned with is this. I'm going to rotate you because that's the way my axe is going to be oriented. So we're going to kind of make the handle about this size, and we don't want to go much longer than this. So this kind of gives me an idea of, and actually this axe would probably be in here. I think I'm going to start with an octagon and shape it out and then round it a bit and then bring it down a little. And then I'm going to pull a blade off of that, and maybe I'll put a spiky thing on the back. And we're going to kind of build the axe blade kind of like a, what did I say, Bardicher. Here, let's go look at pole arms. Pole arms. So I'm going to put an impractical bend in this, I think. Right there, whatever bird each. That's kind of like an X, but it's got an attachment on the back. An halberd is kind of like an X. And so let's take a look at, is it Berdiche? And those were in the 1200s. It's still a little more advanced than our barbarian, but that's okay. Ancient pole arms. Um, what is a Sparth axe? It's a variant of a Danish axe. Danish axe tends to be those long Viking axes. I don't think this is going to, I'm not going to make this that long. Bardiche, there we go. So these are kind of like axes, except they kind of attach to the down here. But you can see how giant these is, but that's because the blades are fairly thin. So we're going to kind of do that. So we're going to put an attachment that's going to be around the haft. And I'm going to actually add a little fantasy bend into it. A Fouchard. Oh, that is. I forgot those things. And I think a glaive is pretty much a big blade with a. Okay. Dum 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 dum. Let's start with a cylinder. Let's do a mesh. Let's do a cylinder. Let's come over here and let's say 8 to start with. And I'm going to do a radius of 0.05 to begin with. And then I'm just going to start working on this RX90. Look at you from the side. We'll scale you down. Maybe scale you up a little bit. I'm going to rotate you so that I have the flats on the top and the bottoms. So we're going to rotate Y 12.5, I think is what I want. Yep, that works. Here, let's put X-ray on. Let's put a split in here. I'm going to put another split in here. Rotate that just a little bit. I'm thinking something like that to start with. So I'm going to, what I want to see, I'm probably going to, you know what, we'll put this so it lines up right on the end, and we'll bring the collar back a little bit. So I'm going to put another, and then we're going to dupe that and build the blade out of that. There we go. Probably good. Let me, okay, I don't really need the sword anymore. I'm thinking. Let's put a sub D modifier on here now. Um, generate sub D. Oh, you're all twisted, aren't you? I didn't get you quite right, did I? I thought I had you. Maybe it wasn't 12.5. Maybe it was 22.5. That didn't seem to do anything. RY 12. No, RY. Yeah, but you're all janked. I janked that up. You know what? Let's restart. Always goes faster the second time. Don't worry. I need to see my sword again, though. Okay, R. Nope. R. Z 22.5. I think that's what it was. I did 12.5, said 22.5. RX 90. Probably good. What is this? Where'd my sword go? Oh, it's all the way over there. I'll do that. I'll put a couple little cuts in here. I think I'm heading in the right direction. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I think we're good. I think the sword is now in the way again. I think I'm going to run bevels in there eventually. All right, let's set up the... We're going to put our axe head on. Is good. I think that'll work. I'm going to add a little spiky thing in the back. Oh, there's a trick to reorienting just on a face, and I forget what it was. Plobby had it on one of his shorts, so we're gonna look for Plobby shorts. Um, I think I might have saw it on Instagram, but I think he also puts them on YouTube, and they're also on TikTok. But I don't really do TikTok. That's not Plobby. Damn. Let's try this again. Plobby 3D. There he is.
Here's 5 useful tips for sculpting and blending.
Okay, shorts. I am looking for. He had one on orientation. I heard a noise. Why did I hear a noise? Is that a raid? Yo, Zyrus Dana, raided with a party 21. Welcome, Zyrus. How are you doing? Saturday. What are we doing Saturday? Have you been crafting Saturdays and I just haven't noticed because we stream at the same time? Is that it? Everybody, if you're not following Zyrus Dana, give her a follow. I'd watch her more often, except I'm usually streaming at the same time. I'm trying to remember how to do something in Blender, and a friend of mine made a video on. So we're looking through his videos, trying to figure out. It has to do with orientation. Orient to origin is selected. That's what we're looking for.
Have you ever rotated?
All right, I'm going to tweak the volume on that because that is just loud. Thank you for the shout out. Good to see you. How was the stream? Were we doing cross stitching? Or were you doing a movie today? You haven't been doing movies, have you? I thought Twitch was spanking people for streaming movies. Alternating Saturdays for a few years now. Okay. I'm sorry to raid run. No worries. Thank you for the raid, though. I appreciate that. I am working on a Barbarian Babe outfit. We are currently modeling an axe. Our outfit is currently looking kind of like this. Galactic Giant. Ooh, nice. No movies for a long time. Got it. So anyhow, this is how the outfit's currently looking. This is a cape. This will actually fall down when we simulate it. And we're going to add fur and spots. There'll be fur here. I'm going to put fur here and fur on the boots. Possibly here, but fur here might interfere with fur here. So, but right now we are in Blender and we are making an axe. And I forgot how to do something in Blender. But my friend Plobby makes videos. Plobby 3D streams on Twitch. You can also catch them on YouTube and Instagram and probably TikTok as well. So I'm gonna. So the idea is I want to orient on this face, but because it's at a weird angle, I'm not quite getting there.
An object and lost your local transform? Have you ever gotten wrecked by the mirror modifier? Well, fear not, fellow Blenderonis, for I will show you a fix that should be default in Blender. Open your preferences and download Orient and Origin to Selected.
All right, that's what we're going to do. We are running over to preferences. I'm going to type in Orient. And nope, not there. It must be an extension. Orient and origin to selected. Let's do that. Okie dokie. Oh, hold on a second. All right, I'm coming back. We are back. All right, we have the thing installed. All right, Plavi, how do we use this, man?
Next step, go into edit mode, press F3 to search and type in Origin to Selected, add it to your quick favorites.
Okay. What did he do? He did F3. F3. Origin to selected. Add to quick favorites. Okie dokie.
Now we can precisely set the origin of an object without having to mode switch or fight the 3D cursor. The mirror modifier's mirror point is based on the origin, so now we can quickly and easily set the mirror point of our object. If we rotate and lose our local transformation, we can tab into edit mode, select the face to align to, switch to local orientation, and click orient to selected.
Alrighty. Where was it? Click the local orient to selected. Yeah, baby. There we go. Alrighty. And then I can just extrude and look at that. I'm putting a little pointy thing in here. I think I'm going to scale you. Now when I scale on the Y, 'cause that's what I wanted to do. But I wanted to scale on the Y going kind of like that. And then I'm just going to extrude, pull up, scale Y. Oops. Scale Y. I want to pull you out a little bit. You know what I need in here? I think I need a loop cut right through there. I'm going to add that in later. Okay, let's extrude again. Pull you up a little bit like that. Scale Y. Extrude. Pull you up kind of like that. You know what? I'm going to merge these at center. I'm going to put a hard point right there. Vertex crease, so that goes in like that. Okay, let's put a sharp edge on at least the top parts. So let's drop a loop cut through the middle of that. And then I'm just going to pull you back. Pull you back. Pull you back. Maybe we pull like so. And I'll just do it on the other side. There we go. I think I could get multiples. All right, now I'm getting fancy. Okay, let's sharpen those up so we get nice sharp edges out of that. Oh, I need to add a point in there, don't I? We need to add we're going to put a cut in there. And I'm just going to bring you back the other way. I think that'll, and you know, those are, I have extra creases in here I don't need for right now. I'm going to get rid of them. And then I do want to crease there. And I'm going to run. I'm going to crease there. Put a crease in here. I keep trying to, I gotta edit that a little bit. This point right here, I want to slide that. So you're out like that. Let's put a couple of sharp points on those. Maybe crease that out. And then I'll put some creasing through here. So that's going to look something like that. All right, let's put the rest of the axe blade on here. We're just going to pull that out of this shape down here. And probably, I will put a loop cut through here, but not right now while I'm shaping this. Too far. Kind of like that. I'm thinking. I think I need a few cuts through here. And possibly a few in there. Although those are kind of nasty. And I know I'm going to want one through there. And I think I'm going to curve that. So maybe I can smooth the rest of that out later. And I can give this a little more shape. And is that what I want? Okay, now I need to be able to a little x-ray in here so I can kind of like that. I got a weird thing going on here. It's like I got a point that didn't go where it was supposed to. It's like you got left behind. There we go. Now that's looking better. That's roughly the shape I want. I'm going to pull. So let's take those and put hard creases on that. And let's put a hard crease along this edge. Edge here. Then it's just a matter of pulling out this edge a little bit off of this. Did you not? I think I moved the wrong point, didn't I? All right, let's, X-ray is no longer my friend. All right, I think I got the right one there. I'm getting that hard edge in here now. And I'm just going to double check it, make sure these are all say 1. They do. Maybe like that. I don't know. I'm not loving that shape just yet. It's close, but I don't know. And it is thin, so it almost makes it practical. It could actually be an axe instead of that giant, like the Conan the Barbarian comics, where it was just this giant, super thick piece of Conan the Barbarian. I don't know, slide you guys back a little. Maybe we put a little vertex crease on that one and that one. Just to pull those out hard to the edge like that. I don't know. Let's research. We have 13 minutes. I'm gonna Google this. I'm gonna go Google this over on screen too, though. And actually, I'm using DuckDuckGo, so I've stopped using Google for the time being. Fantasy X. We'll do a little image, and we'll just take a look at stuff that I kind of think looks cool. Let's see if that gives me any inspirations. See, I'm looking. Maybe I'll pull this back more. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think pull it out a little bit flatter. Maybe smooth that. Maybe even bring this around. I'm going to go into sculpting and smooth out this geometry. And what I should do, I'm going to split this in half because it'll just be easier to work with. And we'll just use a mirror modifier on it. That way I don't have to worry about duping stuff over from side to side. Generate mirror, looking good. So there's a technique to smooth this stuff out. Sculpt mode. That was a Plobby video. Something like this. Relax slide. I want to do this so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And then shift key and kind of what I want to do is kind of maybe pull, oops, pull you out that way, bring you in there. I don't know, you're probably in a good spot. Maybe like that. You're in the wrong spot. You know, you guys look like you're not oriented quite right. I think I got one of these screwed up again. Now I'm going to clean you up. Scale Y 0. Scale Z0. You didn't do anything. And this is kind of janked. Let me fix that. And I clicked on the wrong ones. There we go. That's better. Oh, and you're janked up a little bit, aren't you? All right, let's see how we're looking here. I might go with that. Where are we at? I got 5 minutes. I'm going to detail out the handle a little bit. I think I'm going to put the wrap on. But I think that probably going to be okay. I might tweak that shape a little bit later. All right, let's in here. I'm going to put a little bit of a wrap from here. And you know what? I think we'll do it to there. I'm just going to pull you out a little bit. And then I'm just going to slide these back. Just a bit. I don't know. We'll crease you guys. And I'll do the same thing. I think I want it to be a little bit smaller than that, though. I think I can just scale, but not on the Y. Do that. All right, let's give these materials. I'm going to go axe half. Actually, parts of an axe. I think it's halved parts, but I want to just make sure. Parts and war axe of a Danish axe of an axe. I'm going to have a grip. I'm going to have an axe head. I'm going to have a handle. Okay, so it's going to be a handle, head, and grip. So we're going to start with... Hey, you're back. What do you miss? I got an axe. We have an axe to go with the rest of the outfit. The outfit is in substance now. I closed substance because it eats up a lot of memory. But I just threw a bunch of basic materials on there and got out and started working on the axe. That's where we are. I'm going to give the axe materials and then we're going to call it a day. I think that face needs to be fixed. We're going to... Can you ask me? Can I ask you a question? Probably. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? I'm going to delete that face. I'm going to grid fill this. Actually, I don't want to. I'm going to put this back for a second. I'm going to do a little inset. Then I'm going to grid fill it. I'm going to pull that out just a little bit. Then we're going to delete that face, and I'm going to grid fill this. Before I do that, though, I'm going to run a... I'm just going to split the top and the bottom apart. Now I'm going to do a grid fill. I want a line that's going to run straight down the middle of the grid fill. Okay, face, grid fill, perfect. Okay, I was doing materials. We're going to do axe handle. Axe handle, axe grip, and axe head. Okay, axe is good to go. Let's do a file save as. There we go. Right here. Feral Fury, axe. Okay, you're going to get axe head. Axe grip. Axe handle. Oh, I didn't assign the grip yet. All right, that's going to be... That's the axe for now. I might do a wrap on this, though. I'm thinking about it. Anyhow, it's a little past 4, so I'm going to call it a day there. Hit save on that, so that's coming along. I'm going to have my axe that's going to go with the rest of the outfit. I may or may not have a... You know what? I probably should add a headband, too. So anyhow, good progress today. We got the gown started for the graduation outfit. And we got a lot of work done on the Feral Fury outfit. I didn't get to touch the sci-fi cabana. Maybe on Monday. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. It's an art share. It's a Discord chat. It's an old cartoon. Hey, if you haven't joined the Discord already, feel free to join. Hopefully the link still works. Zyrus Dana once again has left, but thank you for the raid. I really appreciate that. CS Bond has been hanging out here doing the modding today. Hasn't been streaming, but check him out anyhow. And with that, we'll see who's on Twitch this afternoon. Bum, 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 bum. Where am I? Let's come over here. Let's do this thing. Hey, if you're on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. That's always awesome. Yeah, Marlu, lower. I can't. I will not be able to pronounce that for a while. But thanks for being here. It's good to see you. And we are searching for somebody else here on Twitch. Who? So we're looking for art buddies, and then we'll see if there's any of our music friends or any of our other generic friends. So we're going down. We're coming up. We're coming up. We're coming up. Keymon is on. Bob Blaho, Bluxfy is on. I know I'm always rating Bluxfy. Sally Quinn's on. I'm always rating Sally Quinn. Meeksy's on. So we have a few of the art friends. Let's see. You know what? Let's go over and say hi to Kimon Arts. He is working on a comic book. Riv Critter. Riv Critter's on. All right, we can do Riv Critter. You want to do Riv Critter, Charles? I must have scrolled right past Riv Critter. Has Riv Critter got 1,000 people? I'm going too high. Why am I not seeing Riv Critter? Why did I go right past? I do not see. Oh, there's Riv Critter. Riv Critter's doing art with 11 people. Happy Ratter Day. Let's doodle and chill. There we go. Sounds good, Charles. We'll do that. Hey, if you can stick around for the raid, that would be awesome. We have raid calls here on Twitch. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to copy that one. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call, which includes the sub emotes. So we're going to do that and slash raid Riv Critter. And once again, we will be back tonight at 8 p.m. And then the next, for the Saturday Night Social, then the next art stream is Monday, 2 p.m. We'll probably be a little bit of work on this and probably more on the Sci-Fi Cabana. And then maybe Tuesday or Thursday, we'll work on the mortarboard hat for the gown. That's the tentative plans for the week so far. Slash raid, Riv Critter. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. If I don't see you tonight, I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday or Sunday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And with that, hasta la vista, baby.